என்னை யாராவது பொண்ணு பார்க்க வந்தா நான் ஜாலியா இருப்பேன். எவனோ ஒருத்தன் பொண்ணு பாக்குறேன்னு வந்து உட்காருவான். அவன் காலில் விழுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, அப்புறம் பாட்டு பாடுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, அப்புறம் அவனுக்கே கழுத்து நிட்டுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. என்னால் முடியாது. அழகா இருந்தா பண்ணிக்க வேண்டியதானே. விளையாடுறியா? முன்ன பின்ன தெரியாத எவனும் ஒருத்தனை கல்யாணம் பண்ணிக்க நான் தயாரா இல்ல. அப்படி கல்யாணம் பண்ணி கஷ்டப்படுறதை விட தனியாவே இருந்துடலாம்.
Everyone, so first of all, wishing all of you a happy Vishu, and today's session will be about a small seminar, or I would say a small session which I conducted in my college to my classmates, and it was about two characters from different backgrounds and regions which are totally different in every aspect other than their name and age. So it's kind of like a character analysis between them. So today will be about them. So both the characters are Divya from Mounaragam and from Bangalore Days. So the character Divya from Bangalore Days will be a very familiar character to most of us, and this will be probably it will be because of the movie Bangalore Days, because it created a huge hype when it got released, and even now we watch it on TV whenever it comes. But the movie Mounaragam and the character Divya from the movie will be very unfamiliar to most of us. Probably it's because Mounaragam is a very old movie compared to Bangalore Days. So Mounaragam is a 1986 Tamil movie which is directed by Maniratnam and stars Revathy as the character Divya. And Bangalore Days is a 2014 Malayalam movie which is directed by Anjali Menon and stars Nazriya Nazim as the character Divya. So these two characters are similar in two ways. They both have the same name, Divya, and they both are of the same age, 20 years. The character Divya from Mounaragam is a 20-year-old Tamil girl who is born and brought up in a lower middle class Tamil family. She is a second girl child to four children to her parents. Her father is a government employee and her mother is a housewife. Now the character Divya from Bangalore Days is a single child to her parents. She was a rank holder in her studies, and she's also from an upper middle class Kerala family. So Divya from Bangalore Days is a 20-year-old girl, and she's very familiar to most of us, as I already said. She is being married off to a 28-year-old person whom she barely knows, and this is through the process of arranged marriage. Now, the fact that she is being married off is covered up by the fantasies of the place Bangalore, which she's been dreaming since childhood. It's her dream to travel to Bangalore and then live this happy life with her cousins. As often movies and people portray Bangalore as a very glamorous city where people are free to do things they fear to do in their own place. And Divya is also a person who is very, who's very jolly and doesn't think about the things happening around her, because even though she's 20 years old, she's got first rank in her studies and everything, and she's also from a well-to-do family. She doesn't have the voice, or maybe she doesn't dare to speak against her parents. She is being married off against her will, and she doesn't even move a finger to escape from that reality. And she is covering up her situation that she is being married off at 20 years of age with the excuse of traveling to Bangalore with her husband and fulfilling her dreams. As Dulquer Salman says in the movie, Bangalore പോവാൻ എന്തിനാ ഒരു കല്യാണം കഴിക്കുന്നത്, ഒരു ടിക്കറ്റ് എടുത്താൽ പോരെ. So this dialogue is really relevant, even though it's shown as a sarcasm in the movie. This dialogue is really, really important and really valuable, because this shows Divya's attitude towards the fact of being married. She's scared and she doesn't dare to talk against her parents.
ഓർമ്മയുണ്ട് പണ്ട് നമ്മൾ മൂന്നുപേരും പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്ത് ബാംഗ്ലൂർ പോയി അടിച്ചു പൊളിക്കാൻ. ബാംഗ്ലൂർ പോകാൻ ബസ് ടിക്കറ്റ് എടുത്താൽ മതി, അതിന് കല്യാണം കഴിക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല.
So Divya from Bangalore Days, as I already told you many times, is a very familiar character to us. She has been born and brought up in this conservative family with a set of parents who are really orthodox about the society and everything which happens around them. They have been getting their daughter married off at a very young age, that is 20 years, to a person she barely knows, and they barely know, just because of the family status which he owns. And Divya is also very curious about being married off to the place Bangalore, and she refuses to accept the reality that she has to object and she must have an opinion about her marriage. She forgets the fact that her opinion is important and just goes with the flow. So there are these thoughts I gathered about Divya, which I think she must have thought of not saying or not objecting of her objecting about her parents' decision of getting her married. The first reason might be because she was offered with good quality of education. She was offered with a lot of opportunities by her parents and in the society which she was living. She, in small words, her parents gave her everything she wanted. So this might be a thing because Divya might be scared, and maybe she might not even dare to speak against her parents because she might have the guilt that her parents were providing her with everything, and this might also be the right thing for her. In the movie, Maunaragam also shows us a very jolly and fun-filled life of Divya at the start, at the beginning of the movie. But reality strikes her really hard as she changes her character really in a flash of time, and the viewers get shocked that Divya is not the person, is not the jolly and lovey kind of person whom we see at the beginning of the movie. She has faced a very tragic past. She has a tragic past which is unknown to her parents and anyone dear to her, and she has repressed and oppressed all of that fear, of that being of that emotion of being alone in herself. And now the time has come to to act as she is being married off to a person unknown to her, just like Divya from Bangalore days. But unlike Divya from Bangalore days, Revathy as Divya, she acts really quick to show her to show her objection against her parents and brother's will to get her married to a person she barely knows. So there is this dialogue in Maunaragam which goes like this, which Revathy shares. எனக்கு இது பிடிக்கல, இந்த பொண்ணு பார்க்க வருது எனக்கு பிடிக்கல, சந்தையில் மாடு பார்க்க வந்திருக்கு போல இருக்கு. It simply means that girls who are subjected to this tradition of பொண்ணு பார்க்க வருது, it means பெண்ணு காணல், are like commodities which are being sold in the market. The buyers come and see the good and bad aspects of the product and then decides eventually whether to buy the product or not. So Revathy shows her strong objection of her will not to be married off to a person whom she barely knows through certain dialogues and even through certain looks. But despite all of this, she eventually marries this person through the constant and continuous emotional blackmailing, I must say, from her parents and her family which comes.
எனக்கு இது பிடிக்கல, இந்த பொண்ணு பார்க்கறது சந்தையில மாட்டை பார்க்குற மாதிரி இருக்கு.
So as I told before, Revathy from Maunaragam has a very depressing and a very traumatic past which is unaware to her loved ones, and she because of that doesn't open up about it and is also repressing her thoughts and her emotions of that incident. Well, I'm not sharing that incident. I neither shared that incident in my class to my friends, as it's a really watch worthy and it'll really make you think about women characters portrayed in Maniratnam movies, especially in the 1986 times. So I really appreciate all of you watching it because it's a really good movie. Well, I kind of jumped into my biased opinion about Maunaragam. But keeping aside all of that, Maunaragam also shows this character Divya, who is adamant about her decisions and her beliefs and ideologies. She sticks on to that even though she was born up in a conservative household. And there are some thoughts which I have gathered from my experience of watching Maunaragam, which I think Divya might have had. So these are the two thoughts which I have gathered that Divya might be thinking of saying no to this proposal. The first thing is because of her traumatic past and the events which had happened, the incident which had happened in her life has a very important role for her decision of saying no to this. And the second thought is that she was born and brought up in a middle class family which had made her really strong after facing all the inequalities, after facing all the discrimination from her household. She has been really strong after facing all of that. So these are the two thoughts that Revathy must have encountered while she must have thought about saying no to this marriage and all this stuff. So these are my thoughts about these two characters, Divya. And as I already told you, I'm a huge Maniratnam fan, and this character Divya from Maunaragam has influenced me a lot and is one of my favorite women character from Tamil cinema. So I recommend the character Divya and the movie Maunaragam to all of you. It's a worth watch movie and of its time. It was released in 1986, so you can imagine the time, the aspects, and also the society which was prevalent at that time. So it's a really good movie, and I am totally being biased right now. And personally, my favorite character from both these characters is Divya from Maunaragam.